like the first few weeks, and I feel like every other game ended up in that sort of weird position. It was just absolutely bizarre and ridiculous. But anyway, guys, let's dive into the second part of today's daily. Maps number 3 and 4. And spawning down here in the bottom right-hand side, we have our blue Protoss player representing Team VFAM. It is Dark Minions. Or just Minions as his name shows up here. His opponent up here in the top left-hand side, our blue Terran player, it is Polaris. That last game was so ridiculous. Okay, guys, so a little bit of background on Minions. Minions is our second most ridiculous player. And I cast your freaking awesome replay. Or awesome replays. He is a regular. I'd say Steven and him kind of compete for that top spot, but usually Steven comes out on top, or Swarm Lord as he's known in chat. But these are the guys who are just... Whoops, I was on slow speed. These are the guys who are just absolutely ridiculous. Every strategy they choose is just the most obscene thing ever. Oh man, did he choose that good luck, have fun? Specifically so Polaris would be typing while he hid the probe. Well, guess what? It didn't work. The SCV finds him, corners that probe up against the wall and starts to drill him hard. The probe does have shields though, so it will regenerate. Barracks is down here, so it's a gas first into barracks for Polaris. Meanwhile, back at home, just a standard gate gas opening for Minions. Nothing too crazy. Ooh, second gate going down. All right. Maybe there is something a little bit crazy. The probe jukes around there and starts to dive on top. Okay, that's very well done. So he manages to hide that probe because we know he's going to proxy something. The question is it a Stargate? There's a second gas going down. Hasn't started mining from that first one yet. Or does he just go for like a big pylon rush 4-gate or something? Already has a pylon in the back of the natural. Is going to be going for that cyber core now as well. Polaris sees this. 2-gate, 2-gas opening, no expand. So Polaris has already got to be thinking what sort of bullshit is about to be coming my way. He's going to be going for the fast factory. A single marine to start things off before going for reactor or tech lab. And we're about to see if there's any zealots that Minions wants to open up with. Looks like none just yet. Polaris going to keep scouting. We're just waiting for this cyber core to finish because that's going to tell us exactly what ridiculous bullshit Minions is going for here. Of course, guys, for you guys just tuning in, this is the Basetrades ICYFAR. We are looking at games where players base trade or trade bases in some ridiculous and bizarre manner. Cyber core finishes, the robotics goes down, and Dark Minions is going to be proxying Robo. Probably a very fast Immortal Rush. We do see a reactor going down after this first Marine. A starport going down for Polaris. Polaris has spotted that it's a one-base opponent. Needs to probably be throwing down a bunker or something like that. Doesn't have a command center, actually, so he's doing a one-base opening himself. So this is one base versus one base. This can get crazy messy, crazy fast. It just comes down to can both players have the right response to what their opponent's throwing at them. Widow Mines are always going to be a good opening. But I do wonder if this is just a fast warp prism. Is it an Immortal and an Observer? Because Immortal Observer is perfect for just sniping down Widow Mines, completely ignoring them, and then busting through the front door. Looks like 2 Adepts are coming across the map. There are 2 Stalkers in production behind that. No Mothership core, so no Pylon Rush on the way. And we will probably be seeing an Immortal starting up in just a moment as this Pylon finishes. Actually, it lines up rather nicely. Yep, that Pylon finishes. An Immortal does start up in production. But Polaris here, solid in the defense so far, building multiple Widow Mines, Marines, a Medevac. Doesn't have any sort of superior range though. No Siege Tank, no Bunker, no Marauders. And without that, it might be a little bit difficult. Is Polaris going to pick up and leave? Oh, he's actually going to... Oh, he's going to lower the depot. That could be disastrous if those Adepts shade into that base. The Medevac here is going to go across the map. 4 Marines, 2 Widow Mines. Ooh, does raise the door. Okay, fortunate. So there is an Immortal on the way. We've got a 3rd gateway here as well, of course. That'll turn us into a fast warp-in pylon for quicker reinforcements. Those Adepts are going to try and shade in. They're going to find the door closed to their entry. 1 Immortal is out. Warp Prism? Immortal? 2nd Immortal. Alright, yeah. He's just going crazy all in. Right now, Polaris, though, this drop is not being spotted. 2 Widow Mines, 4 Marines, and there is nothing at home. If he goes in, this is it. This mineral line's forfeit. Minions has nothing to defend right now. And oh man, everything is going to start to fall down so quickly. Oh, is the Widowmine going to traitor? Is it going to kill the Marines? It kills every single Marine! You fucking traitor mine. Oh my god. What a piece of shit. What a piece of shit. He's like, hey, I have 5 kills, guys. Yes, 4 of those are Marines, you traitor. Oh my god. Did kill a lot of probes as well. And these are going to reset in about 10 seconds. So, I mean, Minions is getting out the last little bit of mining he can. He is screwed behind that. That being said, though, Polaris, no siege tank, no bunker, no repair. These Immortal Stalks in the depths are going to crash straight through this base. And I think we see how the base raid's going to happen. Oh my god, he's loading up into the medevac to try and escape. The Orbital's going to try and fly away. The SCV's flying away. The Barracks is already evacuating. More Marines and a Widowmine over here as well. It looks like both players just going to try and smash through each other's production. These Stalkers desperately trying to focus down that command center. He knows if he can get that down, it'll be massive. Meanwhile, the Marines also focusing on that next eye. The factory and the starport trying to escape as well. If you can get the starport burning, that'll be a start. It looks like, oh, it's almost burning. There we go. It's on fire. It's going to start to burn down on its own unless those SCVs repair it. You can see its hit points dropping very rapidly in the bottom right-hand side. And meanwhile, these Marines, they haven't taken down the Nexus yet. They're just going for Gateway and Assimilator. Ooh, not the most high-value structures to be taking out there. The Marines are derping. Polaris panicking in the base trade a little bit and freaking out. Widowmines are going up to try and protect the buildings, though. That starport, it's taking a lot of damage. Of course, Banshees would be great in this situation, even though there is an observer out. The Widowmines are going to burrow, but there's an observer here. Will Minions realize, or is he just going to walk on into it? These Widowmines could do massive damage. The Adept goes down, but the observer is there. And with that observer... oh no, these Widowmines, there's nothing here. There's no way he can defend. Polaris is in trouble right now. These Widowmines are the last line of defense. All there is a few Marines over here. There's still so many SCVs, whereas almost every single probe died. You've got to remember that Minions cannot rebuild, whereas if Polaris is given time to mine, he can. So Polaris here, maybe if he runs away with the SCVs and then fights with the Marines and SCVs together, he might be able to take down Minions' army. But those two Immortals are so scary. And the SCVs... oh man, are they going to go for the surround? Or, no, they're just trying to... yes, they're going to surround, but oh man, I don't know if they're going to kill a single unit here. Those Protoss units are just way too beefy. Almost all the SCVs do end up falling there. Polaris still focusing down the structures in that main base. Keep in mind, 1 probe. This is the only probe out of the map. There's enough money to build an assimilator if need be. There's still this proxy. So no player is in threat of elimination just yet. This command center, though. These Stalkers find the command center. Oh no, Polaris, you've got to find some dead space, but there just isn't much on this map. There's no areas to hide it. He'd need to get down here. This is one of the few areas where that command center can hide. But now it's going down. The Stalkers focus it down. Even if he loses this factory, he does still have these structures up here. And these SCVs, which have enough money to build another command center. But oh no, he's going to build a command center in vision of the probe. Dark Minion sees it goes down, knows exactly where the last structures are, and he can just chase those down. Interestingly, he's going to leave the drop alive for now. Knows, of course, that these Marines can just pick up and leave. And at this point, that probe is going to run away as well. It needs to go and hide its simulators if it can. This SCV here is going to run away, but it's too late. The Stalkers are on top of him. Minions... oh, he catches this. These are the last SCVs. 6 SCVs left. Make that 4, 3, 2, and every single SCV goes down. These are the last structures for Polaris. Once they go down, he will lose. Marines in the main base trying to kill this. And remember, guys, Protoss is imbalanced. And this is actually proof that Protoss is imbalanced. Look at that assimilator. Look at its hit points and shields. Oh yeah, 900 total. Well, surely for a gas structure, all races have 900 hit points. Wait, a refinery only has 500 hit points. Imbalance! Imbalanced! Honestly, it is actually one of the reasons Protoss do keep on par and sometimes ahead in base trades, is because killing their assimilators across all their buildings takes so many extra hit points. But at the end of the day, Minions closes it out, shuts it down. And obviously, I am kind of joking. Protoss don't have the ability to lift their buildings. I mean, I think I do kind of feel like it's a little unfair that Protoss can't lift their buildings. Terran can. Zerg have this handy thing where they can like hide one spire in the corner of the map and they can still just keep building mutas out of all their production facilities. Whereas Protoss really need a much cleaner setup. So that's why we all love Protoss, though. It's all those hit points and those assimilators. They put all the extra armor into that rather than their shitty photon cannons which fall apart when you tickle them. Protoss engineering at its finest. Of course, that's what happens when you're a race that sit around smoking terrazine gas all day. Speaking of Protoss, and speaking of cheese, we have spawning down here in the bottom left-hand side of Newkirk Precinct in our final game of today's daily, Eric Master. Look at that cheesy little icon there. I feel like when you scout this guy, you instantly have your hair stand on end a little bit, and you're like, oh shit, and you send out workers to scout for proxies, because anyone that has a picture of cheese next to their Nexus, you've got to be afraid of. And it's always one of those things where people like overthink it, and they're like, oh no, it must be a mind game. Nah, man. Let's face it. Every single time someone's name is like Cannon Lord 16, you're like, no, he wouldn't name himself that and then cannon rush me. He will cannon rush you every single time. Has anyone ever actually had that happen where they don't cannon rush you after their name is that? I don't think so. It seems pretty out there. Dude, Austin, are you a madman? You're building an engineering bay before your barracks? What? The Nexus, there's not even money for a Nexus for like another 30 seconds, but he's like, nah, I better make sure I really block this. So he's going to slow down his barracks production a lot here. But hey, that block is going to be nearly impossible to break, and Eric Master hasn't scouted it yet. Of course, if you block the expansion of a player with a cheese icon next to his Nexus, there's a good chance you're going to push him into doing what he was already planning to do. So I don't know how this is going to work out for Dude Austin. My fingers are crossed. I really hope he can find a way to make this happen, but we just have to wait and see. Of course, this probe here is being a real bag of dicks. That's the Australian term we use when a probe harasses you incessantly. But finally, oh, Dude Austin, he's going to get it. Oh, drilled that probe good. Just straight through its robot face and until it exploded. Meanwhile, back at home, Eric Master has been like, hasn't even scouted the engineering bay, already rushing a Stargate before starting his Warp Gate research. Yeah, this engineering bay block might not work out. I feel kind of bad for you, Dude Austin. You've got the slowest production of all time at home as well. So Dude Austin here, I think upon scouting no follow-up, he said, okay, let's just lock myself in with a bunker. He's going to tech lab, maybe a Marauder opening. That'd be cute. Marauders with concussive shells actually still quite a good unit. Did finish the engineering bay, so no plan to cancel that. Now, the advantage of finishing the engineering bay, a lot of people say just go to 95% hit points and then leave it, and that way you can get a refund of 75% of the cost, right? However, if you let it finish, it gets a building armor, which does lower things like Zealots, Probes, and Adepts attacks against it quite a lot. Is it worth not getting the money back? Probably not usually, but it does add something. So, interesting to kind of keep that in mind. Alright, so SCV here for Dude Austin. Looks like it's looking around for proxies. Meanwhile, he's proxying depots in the corner of the map. Okay. He's got a Marine in the bunker, and it looks like he wants to go into siege tanks behind this. He's on one base here for a long time. Looks like he's building another depot in the corner of the map. I am so confused right now. Is he... Dude Austin, are you preparing for the base trade already? Do you know... He's got 2 missile turrets covering his mineral line as well. There's actually a huge gap on the back of the mineral line. But this Oracle's going to fly right into these 2 missile turrets. Oh, it takes a lot of damage. Is it going to keep its laser beam on? Oh, yeah, he's leaving the laser beam on. He's not turning it off, guys. He's going to go look for some damage, but there's a bunker there. The bunker's shooting the rocks. No. It does change targets. It changes targets. Almost kills that Oracle, and the Oracle does have to fly on out of there. Meanwhile, though, there is a Nexus going down for Eric Master. Eric Master looks like he's actually playing a lot more macro out of the 2 players. And we've got a siege tank at home. 2 SCVs up here for Dude Austin just chilling. He's just chilling, man. But the Oracle is going to see that exposed weak point on the back end of the mineral line. So this Oracle, when it gets enough energy, can go back in there and really kill quite a few workers. Cute Widow Mine placement on the lower end of the ramp. We've got a factory here, and okay, maybe it's not actually Eric Master who's going to cheese. We're going to see a little bit of a role reversal here. It turns out the cheese was a bit of a fake. It's just an Oracle pressure. Meanwhile, Dude Austin is going double starport, probably into Banshees. This Oracle up here comes in pretty fast, doesn't have a lot of energy, but does grab 5 worker kills and gets on out of there. So very nice bit of damage this early on. Puts a big dent in Dude Austin's income. Meanwhile, that natural's finished. These probes starting to mine up there. And it looks like we're going to see a Robo and a 3rd gateway down, as well as a 2nd Oracle joining in. And there is There we go. Third missile turret covering this mineral line for Dude Austin. He does not like oracles killing his workers. Double tech lab over here for the starport. So we're going to see double Banshee production almost definitely. Now, there will be oracles for scouting, and there's going to be a Phoenix coming out, which is going to be perfect for shutting those down. The question is, are his oracles, do they have enough energy? Are they alive, ready to envision? And is there an observer on his side of the map when those Banshees come in? Already Hyperflight Rotors and Cloak coming in for the Banshees. Oracle comes in, sees there's a missile turret there, takes out a single Marine, almost dies for its trouble. Ooh, turn back on Tomato. No, the Widow Mine! Revenge. Does manage to take that out. 2 Banshees up here going to be coming out at a time. In terms of things that actually shoot up, so this Phoenix is super important because there's only a few Stalkers. And Banshees are actually the highest DPS unit in the game, like per cost. I'm pretty sure that's still accurate. It might be carriers, actually. It might be carriers these days. But it used to be, yeah, Banshees is like definitely top 3. To use our StarCraft commentator memes, it's definitely top 3 in terms of damage output. It does an insane amount of damage. However, because it has 2 attacks, they are affected by armor quite a bit. So anything with a good amount of armor will slow that down. Most Protoss units just have one armor, and no armor on the shields until they get upgrades. More depots being proxied for Dude Austin just cause. Why not? Why not at this point? Honestly, why not? I'm not sure if Eric Master, after losing that Oracle, he saw it looked like there was a command center about to go down. I'm not sure if he realizes that there actually isn't one. And he's just building Immortals, building Adepts, so he's building up a good-sized army. He's even throwing down stasis traps, but he doesn't really know what he's up against right now. And it looks like he's thinking about going for a 3rd base. But, oh, here we go. Here we go. Hyperflight Rotors is just seconds from kicking in, about 15 seconds away. So the Banshees are going to come in. They'll start out slow. Cloak is ready, though. Oh, he cloaks. Is he going to go for it? The Hellion does back off. There we go. Banshees diving on in. 10 seconds until Hyperflight Rotors finishes. They're not going to wait for it. They're just going to start wailing on these probes. Where is the detection? There's an observer right there. There's a mothership core right there as well. Run, Banshees, run. The overcharge is good. 1 Banshee almost gets blasted out of the sky. But the observer's slow. It's a little bit slow to tag them. It cannot keep up with these Banshees. And all 4 Banshees are going to escape here. He's even going to focus down the pylon there on that Stargate. Take out a whole bunch of probes. Needs to get out of there, though. The Observer is here, and the Banshees are also running out of energy. Now, what's faster, a Phoenix or a Speed Banshee? I think it is a Phoenix. We'll have to wait and see, though. More Banshees are there on that left-hand side. Oh, God, this is a nightmare. Eric Master's in big trouble. There are so many Banshees coming in. He doesn't really have enough units. These Banshees even coming back in. Nope, they're going to go back out, realize that was not the right time. He turns around instantly, goes back in. He's going to start killing everything. These Banshees just tearing apart this probe line. Almost all the probes are going down. This is madness right now. Eric Master still has a gigantic ground army, but he hasn't pushed with it. And, oh, man. Dude, Austin brings down Eric Master to 13 probes, blasts the economy apart. And look at this. Once again, pulls the observers out of position. And he's got another Banshee ready to go into that base. This is sick. The Phoenix do finally chase that down. This Banshee here can go in when it chooses to. Where are those observers? Let's take a look. So we've got 2 observers. 1 on the mothership core. Oh, they're both on the mothership core. None at home! None at home, and the Banshee comes in again. Oh, dude, Austin. Huge blunder there. And it looks like he's had enough. He's just going to go for it. He's like, screw you, man. I'm going to kill you. Is this going to work, though? What is there to defend? What do we got? A bunker with nothing in it, a Widow Mine, a Hellion, a full bunker with unupgraded Marines, and a single siege tank. That is a monstrous army. There's no way you stop that with just so few defensive units. It all kind of relies on the Banshees really distracting as much as possible and getting Eric Master to just kind of derp in haphazardly and take way too much damage. The Widow Mine already did take out 1 Adept. Missile turret does damage that Phoenix quite a bit. This siege tank here, okay, he's building more missile turrets. He's got more Marines here. SCV is pulling to the front. He knows repairing this bunker, holding this ramp is so important. The siege tank splash is massive right now, but it's hitting the Adepts, not the Stalkers. The Phoenix lift is good. The Phoenix lift is massive. It delays about 2 or 3 shots there out of that siege tank. The siege tank continuing to fire, but it's still not shooting those Stalkers. The siege tank goes down. It falls. This last bunker goes down. It's taking a few units with it due to that repair, but there's still 2 Immortals. There's still a bunch of Stalkers and Adepts left. The question is, one of the observers ran in, both observers ran in and died there because they were with the mothership core. They ran into the missile turrets and died. There's only 1 new observer out right now. Only enough money to build 1 more after that. Every single probe is dead, I believe. What do we got? 3? 2 probes mining in the main. They need to mine enough money for more observers right now. And this last observer needs to stay alive. It absolutely needs to stay alive. Meanwhile, Eric Master, he's pulling away. He's not finishing him off. Eric Master, no! Meanwhile, Dude Austin realizes it's time to start protecting those proxy supply depots from the start of the game. Builds a planetary fortress in the north. We've got Banshees starting to focus down the next eye. Where is that Phoenix? Are there no Phoenix left? Oh man, he lost his Phoenix. He attacked all of them across the map. That's select all army key. Oh my. Oh my. And these Banshees here are just going to be doing so much damage. I think they can beat these Stalkers, but only fighting 2 at a time at the moment. Looks like those Stalkers are going to be able to take down 1 Banshee, but oh god. Every single Stalker's going down. Dude Austin shutting down the last vestiges of anti-air. That sentry's it. Now all there is overcharge. The Adept's going down. These Immortals and Stalker's going to go in. But with no money. Oh, he's mining money. He needs to get a Phoenix out. If he can get a Phoenix out, he can maybe somehow win this game. So he's going to start wiping out the last of the buildings here. Dude Austin will need to save that command center. He's got to stop those Immortals wailing on it. It's losing hit points fast, but he does lift in time. And these Banshees come home. They're going to destroy these units. 6 probes are at home here for our Protoss player. Eric Master desperately needs a Phoenix. If he can get a Phoenix out, he can kill the Banshees. Dude Austin is still only building Banshees, not building anything that could kill a Phoenix. And it looks like, no, he's queuing up more probes. No, that's not what you need right now. You need a Phoenix. You need a Phoenix. The Banshee is going to clean up these last Adepts. This command center is going to be able to land. There's a planetary fortress up here mining as well. And it looks like Dude Austin may have checkmated this game. More probes are building. It's all about the overcharge. There's going to be 2 overcharges and an observer here to try and defend. Eric Master trying desperately to get that anti-air up. Dude Austin coming in with more speed Banshees from the left-hand side. It's important for the overcharge not to be wasted. There's so many Banshees. They could even just fight overcharges, to be honest. Banshees do such an insane amount of damage. These 2 Banshees are going to come in from the left-hand side. And Eric Master's just like, oh god. Looks like those Banshees are going to get blasted down. Overcharge takes down 1. Those last couple of probes do fall. And GG. What did he say there at the end? He just said, well, GG. Good manners. Congrats to Dude Austin. I assume he's the one who sent that replay in because that was just ridiculous. GG. That was so dumb. I love it. That was beautiful. Thank you very much, guys, for submitting your replays. Please remember, I know some of you just tuned in. So, what is next week's challenge? Next week's challenge is linked there in chat. And it is... A gentleman never attacks without warning. You must always send a single unit, or preferably more than that, in front of your army. Well, just 1 unit is fine. Send 1 unit in front of your army before you attack. It has to go in range of your opponent's vision, and it has to complete a dance animation. If it gets killed while it's dancing, I'll accept it. That's fine. That counts. As long as you're not the one killing it. So every time you attack, you've got to send in a sort of warning unit and start dancing. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some people getting pretty mad at people dancing constantly. But I'm really happy for you guys to send in your losses as well. I want to see people's whole armies dancing and getting killed by disruptor shots. I want to see all sorts of other ridiculous shit. So anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. I'll be back tomorrow with some more dailies. Thank you very much for chilling with me. Don't forget to hug a watermelon, kick a cactus, and of course, punch a garden gnome in the nads. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye and good night.